Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and today we're taking a look at a device that can charge and power pretty much anything that you throw at it. In today's video we're taking a look at the Prevo Ad10c. Now this is a battery power bank. Now I know there's plenty of power banks on the market and they're not really anything particularly special. This is a device that is a 20,000 milliamp hour battery power bank, so it's got plenty of capacity in it to charge pretty much everything you've got multiple times over. Now what makes this slightly different to the others I will touch upon very shortly. You can pick one of these up for around the £40 price mark. Now I know you can get cheaper battery power banks on the market, so you can pick very similarly sized units for probably around £20 to £30, and I know that sounds a bit counteractive compared to what I'm saying, but the reason that I'm particularly interested in this one, and it's very much for one that I'm going to be using when I go to some conventions and shows and obviously things like interviews, and even for just powering a lot of the stuff in the shed, as you can see here. What makes this different is indeed the fact that not only is it a 20,000 milliamp hour battery power bank, but it also delivers up to 100 watts of power, meaning that you can power pretty much anything you put on it. So if you was to power a laptop, most modern laptops run via USB Type-C. This has the ability to be able to power that laptop using USB Type-C straight from this, which means that you'll be able to take your laptop out on journeys, or if you go away somewhere, and get multiple hours of use out of your laptop without ever having to plug it in. It also means that if you have a phone that has fast charge capability, you don't have to take that large brick around with you everywhere you go, or if you are out and about and your phone is near enough dead, you can just plug it straight in and you know that within about half an hour you've got almost a full charge on your phone and you're ready to go. With it having 20,000 milliamp hours of power means that you can charge your phone multiple times over before you even have to think about charging this. Most modern phones have around a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so that this will also allow you to then charge it 4 times once again after that. What we're going to do is the usual Gadget Joe way of doing things. We're going to take a look at the device itself by unboxing it, see what you get in the box, and then I'll explain all the specifications and how it works and everything like that. At the end of the video I'll explain my findings and my opinions on the product. As always, I will leave a link in the description as to where you can get one, so if you do decide at any point in this video you want to get one, there is a link in the description down below. When it comes to unboxing the Ad10c, it is a very simple affair. The box is bright and colourful with lots of information on both the front and rear. It even has a convenient little rope carry handle. Inside are 2 boxes, one larger component that houses the charger itself and another smaller one that has an included charging cable inside. Underneath the charger you do get a manual card, which also showcases a few of the key features and layout of the device. The Ad10c itself is a nice compact unit. It looks very modern with the grey plastic and fabric taking up the majority of the top of the device. The offset design makes it look unique and it feels very good to touch in the hand. The fabric is glued down in place too, which is a nice little touch. There won't be any tearing or lifting down the line. The rest of the case features a rugged look with the horizontal lines going across to give it that level of endurance. The dimensions are 142 by 86 millimeters with a 27 millimeters thickness, so it's a little bit like holding a very chunky mobile phone. It weighs in at 500 grams too, so you do know you're holding it. Despite the weight, it doesn't feel awkward at all. It fits nicely in your hand and even slips perfectly into a larger pocket or a bag without too much obstruction at all. On the end it has a small display that indicates the battery charge of the unit itself on the left, and on the right of the display it displays how many watts that the unit is outputting to the device. Next to this is a USB-A port that is capable of delivering up to 18 watts maximum output. Then you have 2 Type-C ports. The middle one is a USB-C out delivering up to 20 watts maximum, and the final port is a Type-C in and out port that can output up to 100 watts maximum. The device is also charged by this very port and will allow a maximum charging power of up to 65 watts to allow the whole unit to charge quickly in just 2 hours. For those that are a little bit more savvy when it comes to power draw and power output, you will know that it is more than just plugging a device in. I have displayed on the screen here the complete figures for you to look at, but to explain it in a more simple way, there are lots of considerations when it comes to voltage, ampage and watts. Some devices will only allow for a 5 volt charger, with a maximum ampage of 3 amps, whereas other devices would require much higher numbers such as 20 volts over 5 amps. The AD10C has an inbuilt controller that does all of this working out for you, so there is no concern of overpowering any of your devices. The controller will work out exactly what is needed by the device you plug in and deliver the maximum charge based on what is accepted. The only thing you need to do is make sure your device is plugged into the right port on the charger. So if you were powering a laptop or a handheld gaming console, you would need to use the N Type-C port. A standard phone would charge over any of the ports, but it does indeed support high-speed charging up to 100 watts. Most ultra-fast charging phones nowadays will generally utilise around 65 watts. The AD10C does include a cable as mentioned earlier in the video. This cable is used for charging the device and is also for high power delivery too. It is a little bit short and it would have been nice to see maybe a longer cable, but for the fact that it is capable of delivering up to 100 watts over 5 amps, this is indeed a very capable little cable. This cable can be used to even power high-end devices such as modern USB-C laptops, handheld games consoles such as the Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and much more. So the AD10C is an absolutely fantastic little device. Now I know, as I've mentioned, there are loads of power banks on the market with very similar or even slightly higher capacities available for a very similar, maybe even a little bit cheaper price points, but not many of them include a 100 watt power delivery. Now the fact that you can deliver up to 100 watts of power all whilst using everything else as well is an absolute key selling point for a device like this. Now as you can see, I've got a couple of things on charge. I've got my phone charging via fast power charge, and currently that is utilising 65 watts of power delivery to give my phone an ultra fast charge. Now in fact, since I've just plugged it in, it went from 79% to 89% already. I've even also got my smartwatch plugged in whilst I'm charging that as well. Now alternatively, if I want to charge something else, you can, it's just as easy as switching it all out and then plug something else in, and now I'm charging my microphone kit. It's just super functional, super easy to use. I know a lot of battery power banks are very similar and they're also very easy to use, but the fact that it has that inbuilt controller so that it really does very quickly identify what's charging, and it's capable of delivering the power to each device even when all the ports are used, is such a interesting and very welcome addition. Now a lot of cheaper power banks will often just deliver power at the full potential of what the device is without really taking into consideration of what's being charged on the other end. Either it will be delivering too little power and it just takes so long for it to charge, or it alternatively be delivering too much power and it can then potentially harm your devices. 20,000 milliamp hours is enough power to power pretty much anything you throw at it as well. I can fully charge my phone, I could connect a laptop to this, power that and run without any issues whatsoever, and charge my other devices and still have capacity left over. The fact that you can charge it as well over 65 watts. I've got two 10,000 milliamp hour battery power banks that I've been using before this, and fully charging them would take easily probably about 8 to 10 hours. I'd have to leave them overnight to fully charge. This one, you can charge up to 20,000 milliamp hours of power straight into this device over 65 watts, and it's fully charged in just 2 hours. That's ridiculously fast charging, and it makes things so much simpler, especially for someone like me that utilises a lot of devices that use a lot of battery. And if I'm out and about, I'm away from home, I don't always have the facilities to be able to just plug everything in. So this is definitely something that is very welcome for someone like me, or alternatively, if you are out and about a lot, you're traveling, especially if you was going on a holiday and you went camping, or you've got a work meeting and you're having to travel away. This is just the perfect tool to have in your bag or in your pocket to make sure that you've got power when you need it most. The fantastic design of the unit, it's nice and compact, even though it's got that large battery in there. It is, as I mentioned before, very similarly sized to a mobile phone, just be a little bit thicker. It's ultra compact, and also it feels nice and sturdy. Now I've been putting this under a test quite a lot, and it's just solid. It's just really, really well made. And the fact that it can withstand a few knocks is definitely a bonus. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, 40 quid for your AD10C, I will leave a link in the description down below as to where you can get your hands on one of these. A fantastic little product. Now I know it's nothing amazing, but actually considering what it can do, it is pretty amazing. And the fact that you've got that high power delivery from a small device, meaning that you can power any of the modern devices, such as your Steam Deck or your high powered modern laptop, and charge your phone and any other items at the same time without any risk of damaging the products, for me is a big positive. Definitely a big thumbs up from me, and that's pretty much it. So I've been Gadget Joe. This has been the Prevo Ad10c. Go down to the link, get one for yourself. While you're down there, click like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and until next one, goodbye.